Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to show you guys some books off to my right that just showed up recently. And as I kind of unboxed these books, when I first opened the box up, there was a little note that was written inside, and it looked like flames, and it said, "Handle with care." The reason for that was because the box was full of some fire. I'm going to show you guys some hot stuff. Stay tuned for the video. So I am in the comic book room and ready to show you guys some cool books that just arrived. And you want to stay tuned because there is something in this video that you are going to want to see. So as I mentioned, the box arrived and it actually came from IG Comic Store. And you guys have heard me talk about IG Comic Store several times in the past. And the reason for that is because I order a healthy number of books from these guys because they have really great customer service and they also have just really awesome books. Now, all of the books are exclusive variants. Some of them are just nice books that other stores have. But because IG Comic Store tends to send out really higher grade books, I like to get my books from them because I don't have to worry about what I'm going to get and whether the book might be damaged because they also package the books incredibly well. So off to my side are some cool books that showed up. And I'm actually really pumped about this because I've been waiting on several of these books to come. And the guys over there actually sent a couple of extra books for me, which I think is really cool. But there's a lot of really, really good stuff in here. And I recently had nerdy girl Danielle on the show and we talked about video games. And I haven't played video games in years. I'm going to just be honest with you. But when I saw this comic and the next couple, I know that they are derived from a game, but that's not why I bought them. I picked them up because they were really cool. Versions of Spider-Man's costume. This is Spider-Man #1 Velocity. That is a cool cover. That is an awesome Spider-Man costume. I love this thing. This is really cool. And again, I think it is from a game. Gamerverse is what it says off to the side, but that's the extent of my knowledge besides the fact that it's a really cool book. The next one is another Velocity book. It's actually a variant version of that book. Cool cover right there. This next one is by far my favorite because you can actually see the full costume. This is another variant of Spider-Man Velocity #1. This is actually the 1 in 25 variant. This thing is awesome. I absolutely love this one. It feels like you can just reach out and just touch it and feel the texture of the costume. That's a really cool one. Speaking of really gorgeous covers, as soon as I saw this one, I had to have it. This cover to me is it is such an appealing cover that just draws you in. This is Batgirl #38. That is a fantastic cover. I have no clue what the story's about. This is purely a cover play, which is something I don't really do, to be honest. But this cover, wow. This is a cool cover. I absolutely love this one. Whoever the artist is, super talented person. Gorgeous cover. Batgirl #38. This is a book. I've alluded to this book. And I think I told you guys that when I saw this one, this is one of the ones that I knew that I had to get. And it reminds me of a Wonder Woman comic that came out within this last year. And when I first saw that Wonder Woman comic, I thought that it was an old comic. But what I realized was that it was intentionally designed to look aged. And I didn't buy it. And I wish that I had. I've never bought a Wonder Woman comic before, but I was so tempted to buy that one, but I passed. And I regret it because it was a really cool cover. But when I saw this one, it reminded me of that one, and I jumped on it. This is Marvel Comics #1000 featuring Cap. And I know a lot of people out there love Captain America. He is not necessarily one of my favorites, but this cover is cool. And it has this cool January 1941 up there. There's a little bit of some distressing there. And what Marvel did with the the Marvel Comics Thousands is that they did the right thing. They actually did these as a square bound comic, which is absolutely the right thing to do. There are no bindery tears on this like there are on like ASM 800, for example. They really did a good job with this one. And you can see some Cap in the front here and a little bit of Submariner back there in the background. Awesome comic here. And again, I've actually read this story and it's not terrible. It's not terrible. There's a couple of moments that are okay, but yeah, Korvac is coming. I'm telling you. All right, the next one is, I think, just a really awesome cover. I think this is a J. Scott Campbell cover. I think it's J. Scott Campbell. This is Marvel Comics 1000. This is a 1 in 200 variant. Just a really cool cover. I mean, this cover is really striking. It really is a striking cover. He does a fantastic job with women, and he does a good job with Spider-Man. Some of the other characters, but definitely women, and I think he does a really good Spider-Man. But definitely a really cool cover here. You can see Wolverine kind of grabbing at the ground there, making some sparks. That's a cool cover. I dig this one. I dig it. All right. And the next one is another Marvel Comics 1000. The Virgin of this thing. Oh, the Virgin is nice. It's a nice cover, period. But the Virgin, really nice. There is something about Daredevil in his red uniform on a red cover that is just, just nothing but fire. Nothing but fire, these covers. This next one is a Marvel Comics 1000. This is a variant featuring, I guess some, not really cosmic, but it's an amalgamation of like death, mysticism, and yeah. It's an interesting cover. Interesting cover on this one. On this one right here, 80th anniversary. These next two are part of, I think it's called a trip stitch, when there's 3 things that form one picture. I have 2 parts of it, waiting on the third. And the first one is part of the Marvel 1000. It is a really cool recreation of essentially the X-Men cover from back in the day, featuring Deadpool, who else is on it? Wolverine, and Archangel. And this is a limited series of 600 comics. Really cool cover right there. And it actually connects to this one right here. This is Powers of X Virgin variant. This is also limited to 600, featuring Apocalypse. This is cool. I actually just watched a video on Apocalypse earlier today from Comics Explained. That was just incredible. We just went into his whole backstory. Absolutely loved it. But this is actually a connecting cover. And the third part will be coming out soon, I do believe. And it kind of looks like that. So definitely really cool. Waiting for the third part to come out to see this thing all put together. And essentially, it's a recreation of the connecting covers that Jim Lee did back in the 90s. So this is essentially where Magneto is, and then I think it's like Wolverine and Cyclops, and I think Storm. Really cool concept. Cannot wait to have all 3 parts of this thing together. All right. And so, as I mentioned, there was something that you guys were going to be interested in, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be right about this. This is the video in which you can actually win the Go Collect giveaway that I do here on the channel every single week. The book that I'm giving away this week is Green Lantern number 87 from 1972. This is the first appearance of John Stewart, second appearance of Guy Gardner in cameo. This is a really cool book featuring the Green Lanterns. And so if you are interested in winning this book, the phrase that you need to use is lanterns. Plural, lanterns, with an S on the end. That is the phrase, essentially. It's a word, but it's a phrase that you need to enter this week's giveaway. All you have to do, if you want to enter the contest, is head over to the community tab. You look for the post in which I talk about this book. You click on the link to go to MailChimp. There are 3 pieces of information you plug in. 2 of them are personal to you, and 1 of them is the phrase that I just gave you, which is lanterns. You plug that in, and you're basically in the contest. You then tune into the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out if you're the winner. The phrase is what you need, but we also ask that you be a subscriber to the channel. You have to be a resident of the United States or of Canada, or have a mailing address in the US to actually enter and win this really cool book. I wish you all good luck. And again, tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show to find out if you are going to be the winner. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so at Reggie Collects on Instagram and RegieCollects@gmail.com. Take care.